Hello. Welcome, guys. This is the first episode of the Cinematic Fanatics podcast. My name is Michael, and this is my co-host,
Daylin.
And today, we are going to be rating the movies that we've seen from 2023. But first, Daylin, let's talk about what we did the past few days. So what did we do yesterday?
Yesterday, we finished watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Which I
Mutant
think
Mayhem.
was pretty good. And
Yeah, I
today,
liked it.
we actually went to AMC Lincoln Square in New York City to see Oppenheimer in 70 millimeter, which was amazing. We'll probably talk about that more later when we talk about Oppenheimer. But I say now we just jump right into it with the first movie. Are you ready?
Yeah,
Sweet.
ready.
All right. So the first one that we both saw this year in theaters was Ant-Man. I'll take this one first. All right. So look, I thought the first two Ant-Man movies were good. All right, they were pretty good. The first one I think is still the strongest one out of all three of them. With Yellow Jacket, he's a really good villain. So I like this movie. It was pretty good. I think Jonathan Majors is definitely a standout in the cast. I think Paul Rudd he's pretty good. And I mean the other cast is all right. I think Cassie's casting could have been a little bit better, but I think this movie was.
I agree with that. Yeah,
I think this movie was pretty good. The Quantum Realm, I feel like they could have done it a little bit better. The visual effects were not bad for a Marvel movie. They were pretty good. But I feel like Kang was definitely a standout. I mean, there's been some controversy with Jonathan Majors and stuff like that. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens with that. But I feel like he was good. It was a good movie, in my opinion. It wasn't best Marvel, but I do feel like some fans just did not like it. And this really stirred people away from Marvel. This really did not help the image.
Yeah, this movie got a 45 on Rotten Tomatoes, which
Yeah, that's
I
really
didn't
bad.
agree with at all.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was surprised. I was like, yo, like, is this movie gonna be good? And I watched it with like low expectations, and I was surprised. I was like, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, personally, I think it's the best Ant-Man movie. Now, it's not a high bar to set. I don't think the other two are like amazing, but I mean, I thought it was a good time. It was funny. Like, I mean, it was funny enough for me to like it.
Yeah.
I was like, it was good. Like, Jonathan Majors did good. I thought the story was nice. I liked how they introduced, like, Kang as a big bad villain. I thought it was cool. And I mean, I don't know if they're gonna continue with Ant-Man, but if they do, I'm down to see him like in like the next Avengers movie or something like that.
I thought it was a super strong introduction for Kang, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it a 7, solid 7.
Yeah, me too. I think a 7 out of 10 is pretty
All right.
good. Yeah.
Cool. So the next movie we saw. Okay, so we're moving on to Megan. I did not see this in theaters. Daylin, you did though, right? Did you?
No. I
You
saw
didn't?
the unrated cut on like Peacock.
Okay, yeah. I think I saw like the regular cut, but you want to go first for this one?
Yeah, this one, I was shocked. I mean, usually like it's kind of cliche, like an evil doll, but I mean, surprisingly, it was like funny. It was good. It was suspenseful, and I was like, yeah, this is a great movie overall. I remember like being like, wow, this is probably one of the best horror movies I've watched. Or I mean, I'm gonna watch this year, which I haven't watched a lot, but I thought it was pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. So going into this movie, I was just like you, cliche doll movie, right? And again, it being rated PG-13, you don't see a lot of horror movies that are rated PG-13.
Yeah.
So I didn't have high hopes for it, but it was honestly pretty good, and I felt like they really made her strong, Megan.
Yeah.
Like she was in the end. It took a lot to. Oh, guys, we're doing spoilers, by the way. So if you don't want spoilers, then just watch the movie first and come back. But in the end, she was really powerful. It took a lot to take her down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was like an Avengers fight.
Yeah, I
was
feel like
what's going
that
on?
made it really good. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. Like, it really showed what like something like this could like happen in the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was kind of creepy in the ending when she was like taking over like the smart home system.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
she was,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Still there.
It was honestly really cool. This is probably one of like this is probably like one of the best PG-13 horror movies I've seen. Because it's
Yeah,
just hard to
definitely,
do a PG-13 horror movie like this and make it good. So I'm gonna give this one a solid 7.5. It's pretty good. I liked it.
I gave it an 8 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah.
No, 8. Yeah, or a 4 out of 5.
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Tomatoes. I mean on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Megan,
liked it.
it's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
So next we've got John Wick 4.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
John Wick 4.
So I did not see this in a theater. I know. I'm so angry. You saw it in a theater, right?
Yeah.
I know. I'm
great.
so mad about it. But so I watched the other John Wick movies this year because I just hopped on the train like super late. But
Yeah.
so I watched this. I actually watched John Wick 4 like this week. I bought it.
Oh.
I watched it, and it was honestly amazing. So the first 3 John Wicks are good for me. I love the third one. The ending of the third one is amazing. The whole fight in the Continental
Yeah.
Hotel is really good. John Wick 4 set a new bar for me. It was so amazing. The cinematography alone could just
Ooh, yeah,
make could just make a movie.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Exactly.
Especially for an action movie to be
Yeah,
that like
exactly,
precise on the cinematography.
So stacking those two, the action and the cinematography together, it was just amazing. I loved it. I gave this movie like a solid 8.5, 9 out of 10, probably 8.5, just because more action movies with just gun and runs are not my favorite. I like more hand-to-hand combat, which I did like the final scene of this movie with the like the Western style shootout. It was sick. I loved it, and I loved how he gave that guy, I forget his name, consequences. Shot him in the head. That was really good, and I love how Kane maybe got to see his daughter. But let me know, like, what did you think?
Dude, like, when I watched this movie, like, I don't know. I'm still trying to find my niche in movies, like what my type of movie is. But this movie, like, just hit the spot. I'm gonna say it right now. I gave it a 9 out of 10. Now, like, for me, like, a movie has to have really good cinematography. And this movie just, like, blew my mind. And not only that, like, the action scenes were just so well done, especially with the blind guy Kane. Like, yo, it kind of reminded me of Daredevil. I was like, this is cool.
100%. Yeah. Kane was definitely a standout. He was amazing.
And start to finish with this story, I was just like, they did their thing with this movie.
Yeah, and I think everything building up to it, you know what I mean? Like the ending of the second one, how John Wick breaks the rules, and then the third one, he's on the run the whole time, and then this one, he's trying to get out of the high table. It's just amazing, in my opinion.
Wait, but do you think John Wick is dead, though?
What do you mean? He did die, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Did he not?
I mean, they said he did. We didn't see a dead body.
I mean, that's true, though. I mean, dude, listen, knowing Winston, he probably like preserved his body in some sort of cryo freeze.
Oh, that would be.
I don't know.
Weird.
But the post credit scene though, do you think Kane got to see his daughter? Because at the end, the owner of the hotel in Osaka, his daughter, pulled out a knife on Kane when he was going to see his daughter. So
I think that's just
listen,
probably a segue to like the.
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing though, she could have caught Kane off guard because Kane would easily beat her. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because he's Kane.
But I think Kane is like always like paying attention. Like he's around his daughter.
Exactly.
I think extra. Like
he's just
vigilant.
always aware. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. No, but honestly, dude, this movie was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
All right.
I remember I was watching it in theaters, and when he fell down the stairs, like it was kind of an empty theater. All you hear is one guy in the front row, like, "Oh my god."
Yeah, that was funny because he did all that work just to get knocked down the whole thing. Yeah, that was good.
Like, yo.
Yeah, but no, it was great. Yeah. All right. Dungeons and Dragons. Ooh, this is a good one. Okay.
This year was a good year for movies.
Yeah, it was. So you and I saw this together, right? We saw like this early screening, right? So what did you think about it?
I was so surprised. I was not expecting a Dungeons and Dragons movie to be that like well done. Like, and even though like it might not be like my like style of movie, but like you can tell it was so well done. Like every single thing, like the VFX was like flawless almost. The humor, like the plot, the action, I was like, wow. Like I feel like if this movie had like a Marvel tag on it and they replaced the characters with like, I don't know, whatever, some like Marvel characters,
100%.
I feel like it would make way more money because it was so well done, and I think it would make much more noise.
I feel like the name just kind of like brought it down.
Yeah.
Where people just had to give it a chance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I told my sister, like she's like, "What movie should I watch?" I was like, D&D. She's like, "No." Like,
exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Like a D&D movie like that.
Yeah. I honestly thought this movie was amazing. The visual effects alone were so like it's just because this brought me back to the old Marvel days when people when people spend time on a movie and they make it look good and they act good. You know what I mean? Like the finished product is so much better than a rushed movie that gets a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. And this movie got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes and has a 95% audience score.
Yeah,
so
I just like, really wish that like people would actually go watch it. I mean, I was so upset when people were like this we're gonna go watch it. They're like, no, I'm not watching a D&D.
Yeah,
movie.
it's because the name automatically turns them off, right?
Yeah.
But I've never played D&D. I know nothing about D&D.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
And I watched this movie just fine. You know, these characters weren't D&D characters to me. They were just characters.
Yeah, only thing I know about D&D
world.
is like Stranger Things. That's all I know.
Yep, that's true.
Like,
Yeah, the Demigorgon. Yeah, but
yeah.
I thought the villain was great too. Just pure evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The villain was good.
The ending fight was like.
The ending fight was amazing.
Well
it was like
done,
Avengers level team up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
kind of reminds me of Guardians of the Galaxy now. Think about it. Like at the end, how they just beat her up. That kind of reminded me of like the third Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this movie I think caught both of us off guard. But it was.
I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I honestly give this a 9 out of 10 as well, because when this movie ended, we just looked at each other and we were like, what did we just watch? But no, guys, like actually, if you are like questioning whether you should watch this movie, look, it's on Paramount. Like if you have Paramount, just watch it. It's like 2 hours. Yeah. It's so good.
Yeah, it's worth your time. Trust me.
100%. Really all right, Mario. Ooh, this is a controversial movie, is it not? With the critics, it is. Yeah, but I mean.
Yeah. Because like.
The critics are just.
Okay, I will say from the start, obviously, like it's Mario. Mario from the start is not really like a strong story, but I feel like this movie for me personally, it just hit home for me. I could have watched this movie like over and over again. It would be like my comfort movie. I don't know. It just hits different.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I loved it. I mean, I thought that the runtime was its strongest. Like, look, an hour and 30 minutes for an animated Mario movie is all I need. I don't need 2 hours and 20 minutes like Spider-Verse, but no, I thought it was really good, and I thought the critics gave it like a 50%. I don't think that the critics deserve to even like rate this movie because it's not it's not a critic movie. It's a kid movie who likes like I've been playing Nintendo since I was like a little kid. I had a DS, you know what I mean? I had all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I like I love Mario, you know what I mean? And the castings were honestly pretty good.
Yeah, the casting, like Chris Pratt did a great job.
Chris Pratt did a great job, and Jack Black was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Peaches. That was.
Yeah, Peaches. Ooh, I think that's gonna win an Oscar.
That would be funny if they did win an Oscar.
No, I think. Or maybe I'm Just Ken. Best original song. Yeah, I'm Just Ken. I mean, we'll talk about that later. Definitely,
yeah. But with this movie, like, if you play the games or played it ever in your life, this movie's gonna hit home for you. I mean, this movie, cause like it's just such like a Mario, like just. That's like a theme park ride. I can't even explain it. It's just like you're always like just excited.
There's always something going on, and I think the way that they did like the levels was so creative. How he did the training in like a level, a Mario level. You know what I mean? And I also did think that the final fight was amazing, where they ground pounded Bowser with like the star. It was so good, dude.
And then Rainbow Road, that was cool. I was like, wow.
Honestly,
I was like, all that in just one movie. I was
exactly.
Like, wow.
That's what, like the amount of stuff that they got in this movie in an hour and a 30-minute runtime and still made it work.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? They still made it full. Like I'm not gonna say the pacing was perfect, right? But it was like, you know, when you bring a 5-year-old to a Mario movie, I don't think they're looking at the pacing. But no, I think that for any Nintendo fan, they're gonna enjoy this. You know what I mean? It made 1.3 billion. So
I mean, right now it's the highest movie.
Skyscraper movie 2023, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it might get dethroned by Barbie.
Soon. Yeah, I think it's going too soon. Yeah.
Sadly, but I mean, hey, that's like two kid IPs that are like thriving.
Exactly,
so and that should show you.
I think like Universal, like this is a banger, and Illumination, there definitely be a Mario 2, probably Mario 3.
Yeah.
And
maybe
animation's only
Zelda
gonna get,
movie.
Everything's only gonna get. Oh, dude, Zelda movie. Oh, that'd be so amazing. I would love that, but. We'll have to see what's next. I don't know about Zelda though. I don't know if you play Zelda, but it's pretty.
I haven't played Zelda. Not gonna lie.
It could be hard to adapt, but we'll see. I mean, they did Mario pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, honestly, by the end of it all, look, it's an animated Nintendo movie. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. Okay.
Yeah, I give it a 9.5. No, I mean a 9. Sorry, not 9.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, pretty good all around the board. It's a fun watch. Look, it's not gonna like blow your mind. All right, it's just a fun sit at home if you're bored and watch it, and it'll be pretty good.
Yeah,
really enjoyable. All right.
Ooh, this one is.
All right. You know what? I'll let you take this one just because.
No, I think you should go first.
You want me to take it?
Like the I think.
Okay, so you guys, I don't know if you guys know, but Daylin is like a DC fanboy. You know.
Yes, sir.
But I am not. I'm just a DC fan. I'll watch DC movies. I watch Marvel movies. But so I thought this movie was good. It wasn't great. I definitely wasn't as good as the first one. What? Wait, what was that? Stop, bro. Come on. All right. No, listen. I thought this movie was okay. It was good. It was good. Okay, I'll say it was good. So, listen. The VFX were good. Okay. I watched it on my laptop. Okay, my laptop has a pretty good screen, though. It's like 4K screen. Okay, so I saw it in 4K. Didn't see it in a theater like Daylin did because he's a nerd. But look, I thought it was good because listen, here's the thing. I think the dragon was cool. Okay, I think that the story was not good at all.
Really?
I think that the villains are weak. Rachel Ziegler's character, the girl in the middle there, I forget her name. She's also a weak character.
You mean the one on the right?
Yeah.
Rachel Ziegler?
Yeah, the one in the middle. Yeah. She's a weak character.
What? You mean the one on the right?
Yeah, she's on the right.
You mean
like on the right?
You
of,
mean
like,
the right, but in the middle of the screen.
Yeah.
I thought you meant no.
I think Zachary Levi does great as Shazam again. Look, I think that almost bringing in more cast to be his family almost like degraded his character a little bit because I feel like they focused almost too much on his family in the beginning because in the end it's just him versus the whatever dragon inside like the big arena with like the force field or whatever. But look, this was just mediocre. It was okay. So like for that, I'm giving it a 6.5. Okay, I'm not gonna say don't watch it. All right, I'm gonna listen. If I give this a 6.5, I give the first Shazam like a 7.5 or an 8 because I just feel like the first movie was a good origin story. The kid's story was good. You know what I mean? I just feel like the first movie embodied like what an origin story should be, right? And I just feel like this was a okay sequel, and it shows in the box office. All right, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Well, okay.
All right, you go ahead. All right, I want to hear your take.
All right, Blake. Okay, the first Shazam, right? It got like, what did it get? It got a.
I can look it up. Hold up.
Yeah, it got a 90% Rotten Tomatoes. Right?
Okay.
I liked it.
What did this one get? Hold up. Okay.
Yeah, I liked it, but I wasn't crazy about it. I know a lot of people. I mean, everyone I know, even on the internet, they were like at the time, 2019. They were like, "This is the best DC movie. Oh my gosh, DC just stick to this kind of these kind of movies." I was just like, no, like respect. It was just too wimpy, and I felt that it was too I felt like it wasn't that good. I don't know.
So,
but Shazam 2, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. I'll be right back. Wait, you can talk. I'll be right.
Okay. So this one, guys, got a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the first one got a 90. So, and it got an 86. So this one got an 86% audience score. The first one, I don't know what the audience score was, but I think it just shows how much people like an origin story better than a sequel, because in a sequel, there's so much room to just mess something up, mess the character up, mess up the story arc, mess up anything, mess up the character's reputation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, the critics just didn't like this one as much. Although the audience score was good, 86. I respect it.
Yeah. For me, with this movie, when I watched it, I had rock bottom expectations. But then,
just because of the DC, like, what's
just everything was going on, and people were like, the Rotten Tomatoes score was so low, and I was just like, this is no way it was gonna be good. But I watched it anyways. And like this movie for me, like, just even the first scene was just so fun. It was so good. It was just. I was like, what? I like the action. I like the acting. Even like I thought the villains were I like the whole dynamic with them. I like how like one of them was like really evil. And then Helen Mirren was like, I don't know. And Rachel Zegler was like in love with like Billy. I mean with
Yeah, that was a good story.
I thought that was kind of like the whole dynamic was cool, and I liked how Okay, one thing I didn't like was
the Wonder Woman cameo. Sorry.
No, I didn't mind that.
No, I hated
it. Was Zachary Levi. He is not a good Shazam in my opinion.
I think he was way better than the first movie.
Yeah, I feel like his tone did not even match like what's his name again? Asher Angel's tone. Like there was a scene in like the middle of the movie or like towards the ending where like Billy as a boy form is like talking to his foster mom and he's like crying and it's so emotional. Then he says Shazam, then Zachary Levi just pulls up, which is like this goofy face, takes out all the emotional weight of the scene, and I'm like, okay, bro, like what?
Yeah. I feel like Shazam is almost too silly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
But like, I like the whole like Shazam, like all of them. I thought they're pretty funny. I like the Skittles thing. I liked
Yeah, I
how
like that
like it
Skittles. That
had
was yeah.
I liked how like the movie had a bigger scale than the first one, yet it still like knew its place where it was still kind of goofy. You know what I mean?
I thought that
I
the
like that about
monsters
it.
were terrible because
I thought that was a cool addition.
that is
Like
just
I like
a any movie can have monsters running around the city and like, oh, we send out rainbow unicorns. Okay, but I
I
also
thought
think
that
that
was so funny in my opinion. I don't
okay,
know,
it was
maybe I was
funny,
just in a
but
good
like it just
mood.
wasn't original. Like I want to see something new. You know what I mean?
I
But
mean, I thought the movie was pretty I mean, I don't know.
look, it's your opinion. No, I can't change your opinion, but
Yeah.
um,
But overall, I thought it was a solid 8 out of 10. I
yeah,
thought that it was
okay. I
a
respect it. I
good
respect it.
watch. I feel like the first one, you will like this one. I think it's just great. Just good vibes. I
I
mean,
just feel like these cameos, they just need to stop. Like Wonder Woman
yeah,
did
I
not
feel
need
like
to be in the movie.
I mean,
They just like
wait.
it's like, oh my god, Wonder Woman's in the movie. I gotta go see it now. Like,
I feel like they put her in the movie because they had planned to like put her in the Flash
and
movie
what
more,
happened
'cause
after that? Well, I mean, she was.
then James
She
Gunn.
was in the Flash.
I know
Right? Yeah, she
she
was.
was gonna be in the ending of it, but that's like something different. We'll talk about
Of
that
what?
later. But
The
like,
Flash? Okay.
yeah, instead of George Clooney. But there's like a bunch of
Oh,
things.
okay, okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah.
like, but like at the time, she was like still Wonder Woman, so I can understand why they would want to put her in the
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. Just to remind
But
people, she's still
yeah,
here. You know
but
what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, but it was the movie. I feel like the movie wasn't confident though. I don't know if that makes sense. Do you know when you watch a movie and a movie knows it's good? I felt like this movie kind of was just like
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
just
That, yeah,
throwing like
that,
we're just gonna give it what we got, you know?
that makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's look up what's the box office for this thing?
Oh, this thing flopped. I think. I mean, obviously flopped. I mean, I don't.
Wait.
Damn.
I got it. So it made 130 million.
Ooh,
That
okay,
is.
let's see the budget.
Listen, guys. Some movies make twice that in one weekend. All right.
Yeah, the budget was 125 million. They didn't even
Okay.
break even.
No, they didn't even.
They
no.
didn't break
Not
even.
even close, especially with marketing. Not even
Yeah.
close to breaking even.
I
So,
think you make triple your budget to actually be successful.
and then
with
they,
the
they had
movie.
just also canceled Batgirl, so they were down a couple dollars.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay. Pretty. Those. I feel like we got Shazam. All right. I mean, yeah, it was all right in my opinion. All right.
Yeah.
Ooh. Fast
Fast
X. Okay. This is a.
Yeah, you can go first.
You want me to go first? All right.
Yeah.
So, I think Fast X was all right because here's the thing. So I've seen most of the other Fast and Furious movies, and we all know that Fast and Furious isn't to be taken too seriously. You know what I mean? Fast and Furious is just lighthearted and funny. It's not that deep of a story. It's not that deep of emotions. It's just action and funny and people running around and big actors doing big things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Jason Momoa, Jason Statham, Vin Diesel, John Cena, Brie, like all these guys on my screen right now. These are all good actors. You know what I mean? And I think that this movie was one of the better Fast and Furious movies. And I think it did some stuff really good. But it just didn't overall do it for me. But I do think that some characters were amazing, especially Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa was a amazing villain. Like he had major Joker. He had major Joker vibes. He was just he was silly, but he was also super threatening. You know what I mean? He could like he wasn't afraid to do what he had to do to get what he wanted. But at the same time, he was silly about it. So you know most villains are just like silly and then they just like they don't do anything about it, they're just like they're not cool villains. This guy though, he was actually scary and he was actually trying to like kill Vin Diesel and his son. You know what I mean? Which is just like it made the movie have more stakes for me. And I feel like the action was really good. And honestly, the visual effects were pretty good. They were good for Fast and Furious. I don't know if it needed a part 2. I think the ending was a little bit I think the ending was a little bit wacky.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna like make the second one. Like, what is it gonna be about?
Dude,
like,
they were supposed to make a third one.
Oh no,
It's supposed to be like a 3-part like ending trilogy.
Nah,
But I think they canceled the third one. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, like, okay, I can see obviously the movie isn't really well made. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you can kind of see like, okay, in my opinion, I think this movie was really fun. I thought the movie was just like a great time.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, even though it was so fun and it's such a great time, you could really see that like the movie wasn't like didn't care that much almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't take itself too seriously. But
yeah, let's just throw in these stars and.
But I feel like it did it
it's
better
fun.
than Shazam because it wasn't trying to be that serious.
Yeah, I thought this movie was just like fun, just throughout the whole movie. It was interesting. The action was just like dumb, but it was still fun. I
Uh,
was like, the plot was obviously like pretty basic, but
Goofy. Yeah, I mean
just
it
all
wasn't.
these stars coming together. Like my favorite scene was when they went to Brazil. I think it was Brazil to race.
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
was Vin Diesel and Jason Momoa. That was like the coolest
I did like the
part of
Rome
the movie,
scene
in
a
my
lot. I
opinion.
did like the Rome scene with
Oh yeah,
the huge rolling
yeah, with the
bomb.
like ball. Yeah, that
That was
was
funny. Yeah, that was good.
yeah. But that I
But
mean,
yeah.
yeah, I thought that was cool. Yeah, I feel like now it's not as car oriented, which I don't mind. But like sometimes when they
100%. Like the first Fast and Furious was literally just car racing, and now
yeah
they're like saving the
like
world, literally.
yeah I know it's like what's going on like yeah and like Wonder Woman. Sorry, Gal Gadot at the end.
Yeah,
At the post credit scene, I
yeah,
was no the ending, no post credit scene.
yeah. I do
What
think
was
that
the
everybody
one?
put in the work though. You know, I feel like it was really well acted,
Yeah,
and I feel like people. I feel like Jason Momoa did a good job. I feel like it's different though from Shazam that way because I feel like people didn't take. I feel like even the own actors didn't take Shazam seriously.
yeah, that's true.
Where
Yeah,
in this, like they actually did, and
they're
you know
acting
what I
their
mean?
butt off. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like because they knew that the whole world might have been watching them since it's Fast and Furious.
yeah,
With
yeah, yeah.
Shazam 2, like everyone knows that like no one's gonna watch it.
Yeah. But no, yeah, honestly, I give Fast X a solid 7.5.
I gave it a 9 out of 10 in Letterboxd, but I'm gonna change it to 8 out of 10 if I'm being honest with
I
myself.
think you were a
I
little
think I was
I think you're a
I
little
think I
movie
just
high.
liked it so much at the moment.
No,
I
dude,
liked
you
it
left
so
that thing and
much.
you were like, "Oh my gosh, that was so good." And
Yeah.
I was like, dude, it'll settle in. Like, don't, you know what I mean? But
Yeah, let Oppenheimer settle in, bro.
all right, yeah, we'll talk about that later, bro. All right, chill, chill. All right, okay. But yeah, I mean, guys, Fast X, it's not bad. It's one of the better Fast and Furious. If you're interested, watch it. It's pretty good. All right.
Yeah.
Ah, dude,
Oh, this one? Oh,
we just keep like laughing at each movie. Like it just keeps getting
I
better
know
and
because
better.
we're like, oh my gosh.
We're like
Yeah,
we
just
think
better and better.
yeah.
We think it's
Guys,
over, then it's
this
like,
movie the year started off slow and then it just like went.
yeah,
It went from May to June. It went from like 0 to 100 in movies.
Yeah.
It was good though. It was good. Do you want to start this one?
can't even. I'm just gonna say it's perfect. Like I
All
just
right, yeah. Here we go.
I can't. No, but like actually like I don't want to like this. Like for me, it's like I can't even like talk about it, but like mention like the politics around the movie because it's like once you just if you like Little Mermaid and you honestly like don't care about like who's who
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
what changes they are, like if you just watch it and you already like Little Mermaid, you're gonna love this movie. I mean, it just was the CGI was.
I mean,
first of all, that's a big factor of it. It was amazing in my
it
opinion.
was really
CGI
good.
was
Yeah.
great.
You can tell Disney put in the work for this one.
Yeah, the acting on everyone's part was great, but I did have a problem with Sebastian. I felt like he wasn't. I didn't like David Diggs as Sebastian.
I had more of a problem with Sebastian's like look than his voice.
I liked his look. I just don't like his voice. I felt the voice was kind of forced. I mean, David Diggs is more of like a subtle actor, and to be playing like such a like an exaggerant Jamaican,
Yeah.
Trinidadian Jamaican crab, I was like, come on now, like this.
Yeah.
It was way too calm in my opinion. I felt like he should have been
mean,
like screaming his butt off.
Look, there's obviously like so much controversy surrounding this movie, right?
Yeah.
You and I have had like hours of discussion just about this casting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
mean, look,
dude, Halle Bailey's my girl. I have to
Like,
defend her, you know.
I don't care about who Ariel is,
Yeah.
right? I don't care.
Yeah,
I thought. Oh wait, how do you say it again?
Halle Bailey.
I thought Halle Bailey did amazing. All right, she was such a good Ariel, and
And
after
her
the movie
voice,
was her voice is also amazing. I listen to like that soundtrack like every day. I know I'm a loser, guys, but no, it was this movie was really good. This is definitely, if not the best, one of the best Disney
Yeah, I think
live
it's
action remakes.
Yeah, because right now I'm rewatching Aladdin. I like that one too a lot,
Mhm.
and I think that, but this one, I think compared to the original, I think it's probably one of the best remakes. I just think that they kept so much yet changed so much to make it more just like
Like
adapted to
theater,
like
yeah.
I just felt like wow, like they did a good job. I think Rob Marshall, which is brought up, and I'm so upset. I feel so bad for everyone working on that project. The fact that all of their work got overshadowed just by the fact that they casted Halle Bailey, and like that she got hate too. And I felt like, I mean, even if it was like an agenda, quote unquote. Like they still put so much work in that movie, and you can tell how much attention and detail they put into it. And that's kind of like sucks that no one even watched it because they're too stuck up on
I
Ariel
mean,
not
look, I
having
think
pale skin.
overall it was 100% successful because
Yeah,
here's the
yeah,
thing: when it came out, people started praising it, right? And then people just like it was very quickly looked past. You know what I mean? When
yeah,
people on streaming are not gonna people on streaming are 100% gonna watch this movie, in my opinion.
yeah. It comes out on thinking the 6th of September. I think
On
people
Disney
are gonna
Plus,
probably give
right?
it a watch. Yeah,
Oh yeah, 100% because some people probably have seen it in theaters and want to see it again because it's good,
yeah.
and some
Oh,
people
I'm
just want to
definitely
see it for
rewatching
the first
this.
time
This
because
is gonna be my comfort movie.
yeah, I mean, and some people just want to watch it for the first time because it got solid ratings, right? And I think at the end people don't like care anymore. I feel like the controversy's all
Yeah,
I don't know if it's gone, but
because
it's
yeah, I
been
feel like
mostly gone.
yeah, because I feel like I don't want to. Yeah, let's just say that people, if you don't like Halle Bailey, or at least if you like had a really big problem with her being Ariel, and you didn't even like care about Disney that much, most likely you're a racist. And I don't think racist people are gonna care after it comes out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who's
Yeah,
really gonna care?
I
Because like
mean,
I feel like if you watch it, you see it's good, then it's good. If you don't like it, you don't like it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I talked to so many people before it came out, talking to me about like, oh, like I think it's such a bad idea about changing her race. But then at the end of the day, like they didn't even like watch movies at all. So it's like at that
yeah, I
point,
mean,
it's like
on that topic though, we've even talked about this, right? I'm just gonna say Ariel is a person whose race doesn't matter.
yeah,
Okay,
like
because
her race does not define a character.
at her core she is not a certain race, and she doesn't need to be that race. You know, if you make
Yeah,
Mulan a different race, then you'd have to change the whole
yeah,
setting of the story. You know what I mean?
yeah, because like that like her race is like a core part of her story. Like
Exactly, because
Princess
everything.
and the Frog, that's like
Yeah,
a like and Brave, Brave, like
yeah, yeah. Like the
yeah,
location of that movie, everything is the whole point of
yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
Like the Little
But
Mermaid was set in the Caribbean. Like it would be kind of like weird
yeah,
for you to be
exactly.
like scientifically speaking, like the mermaid went out. It's like come
Yeah,
on,
yeah,
like
100%.
now we're
Yeah.
getting too deep into this. Yeah,
Honestly though, I thought it was really good. I gave it an 8.5.
yeah. Me, I give it a 10 out of 10. Not gonna lie. Oh, obviously, I enjoyed it a lot, so that's why I gave it 10 out of 10. I like the music too. The soundtrack was great. My least favorite song would have probably been "Wild Uncharted Waters." You remember that
Really,
one?
really. So you like the rap? You like the
Yeah, no, I mean Scuttlebutt. That was just like it was a joke.
Aquafina?
I
I
mean,
don't know, man. That was kind of
people
weird.
were getting so defensive over the song, and I was like, dude, it's literally just like a funny rap talking about like the
Yeah, I mean,
prince marrying like Vanessa. I was
I
like, it's not that
guess,
deep.
yeah.
I like it was a minute long. Like people were like, this is the worst song Disney has ever made. I'm like, guys, you're acting like this is like Hans Zimmer. Like this is literally
Yeah,
Aquafina
yeah, yeah.
like screaming at the mic. Like it's not supposed to be serious,
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was
Very
definitely
good.
one of the best Disney remakes.
Yeah.
All right. So we got next. Oof, another good one.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah, I'm starting this one off. Sorry. So this is the third movie of the amazing James Gunn trilogy. Okay. So I think this is one of the best Marvel movies ever. I also think Winter Soldier is one of the best Marvel movies ever. So I don't know what you guys think of Marvel movies, but Winter Soldier is really good for me. So if you like Winter Soldier, we probably have the exact same taste in Marvel movies. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I
That
thought
one
this
was
was
great, yeah.
amazing because the first two movies were great. This one overdid it for me. It did it even more because this movie, Rocket's back. There's just so much to talk about. Rocket's backstory, the Guardians splitting up, getting back together. It was everything was amazing. The acting, the high evolutionary, the
Ooh, yeah.
CGI, the visual effects, the every single person's character arc being completed by the end of the story. The new Guardians team, Peter Quill meeting his grandpa, seeing his grandpa again. There's so much stuff going on in this movie, all in a 2 hour and 30-minute runtime, and it's all executed so amazingly. Cosmo the dog, Kraglin, their relationship, everything happening. You're like, how are they going to do this? And James Gunn masterfully does it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Me, I'm not gonna lie, I had like low expectations for this movie because like obviously I don't like James Gunn. Like I think let's get out of the way right now. Like I don't like him.
Do you want to tell people why you don't like him?
Uh I mean it's not really his fault of like the whole DC situation, but like he is taking over the DC universe and he's like quote unquote restarting it. But like I and like other fans too don't like the direction he's taking, and we kind of just think that he's just kind of gonna mess up DC. So we're kind of just
Mm-hmm.
like, come on now.
Yep.
But
I
with
mean,
this movie,
makes sense.
I went in there with the open mind because I didn't want to like let my hatred for him, I don't hate him, but I just kind of don't like what he's doing. But like, I don't want my anger towards him to like affect how I see this movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I saw it with a clear mind and I loved it. I thought the movie was great. I mean, it was really sad. I gave it a 9 out of 10 on
I
Letterboxd.
honestly, yeah, I give it the same thing, dude. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was just the storytelling, the action. I felt like James Gunn put his all into this movie. Like, I don't know why he did, because like it's not like he did for the first two, if let's be honest. But I mean, with
I just
this
think
one,
it's
you can
because
really feel.
he, I think he knew all along he was gonna go to DC, or he. I think
Yeah,
he had known for a while. So I think he just said, I gotta lead the people off with something good. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think Chikudi Iwuji as the High
That's his
Evolutionary.
name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
as the he's the High Evolutionary.
yeah,
Also from Peacemaker.
yeah.
He's amazing. I think that going from Peacemaker to this was so amazing, and he is such a good actor, and I think he was a amazing villain. I think
Oh
he's the
yeah.
only person who
I
could have played the High Evolutionary, in my opinion.
like. It's like the role was meant for him. Like
Exactly.
he was like crazy, but like it was
Hmm.
just like I don't know the way he acted it out. Like he was like, "You're an abomination,"
Yeah, it
and
was
then
so
like he's
good.
just going crazy. I was like,
And
wow,
then we
like you can
had
really
that.
feel like the evil. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there was that final beatdown. All the Guardians just destroyed him.
Yeah,
And then at the end of the movie, we get the new Guardians team with
yeah.
Adam Warlock. What do we think of Adam Warlock? I thought Will Poulter. I thought he was good.
Honestly,
I thought he was good.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, well,
I
you can
thought
go first. Yeah.
I thought for a character introduction for in the third movie, like in the last movie of a trilogy, to introduce a character, they did good. They did good.
Yeah. I felt like, I'm not gonna lie. Recently, DC has like, oh my, I meant Marvel. Sorry, Marvel has put out so many new characters, like the White Vision, right? Then there's Billy and Tommy from WandaVision. I'm just going like in order. Then there's like the the Falcon and Winter Soldier
Yeah, yeah,
characters,
yeah.
but they keep adding new characters, and it's like I feel like they go nowhere. Like first, like I love Eternals. A lot of people don't like that movie. I love it
I
a
love
lot,
Eternals
probably
too. I
because
love it. I love it.
probably because it's similar to like Zack Snyder's style, but I love the movie.
Hmm.
Obviously, it has a lot of problems still, but I liked it better than most Marvel movies just because of the fact that it was so different. But like, let's be real, we won't see half of them ever again.
Exactly.
Like with Adam Warlock, it kind of feels like
I mean,
it
he's
was
already
it was
confirmed though, right? Because he's already confirmed to be a new Guardian.
I mean, they said Harry Styles is coming back in Eternals, but like, is he really gonna come back though? Like,
That's true.
let's
Yeah,
be
but
for real.
I don't know what I don't know what I think about. I don't know what I think about this new Guardians team though. Like it looks. I don't know how they're gonna be. I mean, I think
just
Rocket
feel
is
like,
good. I think Rocket's gonna be like one of the best because,
yeah,
but without Chris Pratt, without Mantis, without like, is Drax still there? I don't know. Without Chris Pratt, Mantis, or Gamora, or Zoe Saldana, and Palm Klemtov, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be weird.
yeah. I don't
But
think they're gonna continue. I feel like it might just be like in the next Avengers. Oh no, like in the next Endgame
they might just be
movie,
like a camp.
they're gonna
They're just gonna be a part of
like
it. They're
they're
not
gonna
gonna
like
make like a
yeah
whole other
pull
movie
up
about it.
yeah
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I
But
don't
they
think
did say the legendary Star Lord would return. So maybe we got a Star Lord
yeah.
origin star. I don't know. Because I'm
Uh,
curious, like, how did
I
Star
feel
Lord
like
get from that Ravager ship to becoming Star Lord?
yeah. Oh, Yondu picked him up.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Oh
yeah, I
no,
know
yeah,
all that,
his
but I want to know
celestial
how he
dad. Yeah,
got to like
yeah, how he was. Yeah,
how he
I
like
feel it.
grew up and stuff like that.
I feel like if he were to come back, it's probably gonna be like kind of like how he was in Thor: Love and Thunder when he was in the movie, but like wasn't really in the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah,
a side
probably.
character. I feel like he might be like that
Yeah,
because his arc is finished. I mean, like, what? How many more jokes can he crack? I mean, like, just be for real. I don't know if Chris Pratt even wants that. I mean, he's done 5 movies
dude, he's been on
as
a
Star
roll.
Lord.
He's been on a roll. He's
No,
done 5 movies as
6 movies.
Star. Yeah, he's done 6 movies as Star Lord, right? He was just in Mario, which
Yeah,
made over a billion, well over a billion. He was just in The Terminal List, which is a pretty good Amazon Prime show. He was in
it's on a
something else
roll.
though,
Yeah,
wasn't he? Yeah. Oh, I mean, obviously Guardians, which made over 800 million. This movie. I think this is the top 3 or 4 grossing movie of the year, which is pretty good.
yeah,
Pretty good for Marvel. I'm not gonna lie. Way better than Ant-Man.
yeah.
But no, yeah.
Man, it was
Honestly,
rough.
I give this a solid 8.5.
I gave it a 8.5. That's it.
Yeah,
Let's see. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I
dude.
really liked it when it came
Oh,
out.
dude,
Well, to be
I have
fair,
high
on
expectations.
on Letterboxd, you can't go like 8.5. It's only like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah,
5
yeah,
because
yeah.
it
So
goes
you
by out of five
so
stars.
what'd you give it? Like a
I would probably give it the same thing, 8.5, but to round it up, it's a 9 on Letterboxd.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, I mean
Yeah,
respectable. All right,
yeah.
next one is this was a pretty juicy one. All right, Elemental.
Oh,
So
I love
Daylin
that
and I.
too.
Okay, so a little bit of backstory here. You guys are probably wondering like, how do you guys have all this money to see these movies? So Daylin and I are both subscribed to A List for AMC. It's very worth it if you guys like movies. Look into it. It's like really worth it. You get to see 3 movies a week, so 12 movies a month, right? So Daylin and I go to the movies like probably like at least once a week, sometimes
Yeah,
twice. You know what I mean? So we'll just call each other up. Yo, you want to go to the movies? Because we both have it, right? So we see basically everything, and some stuff catches us by surprise, like this movie. It was
yeah.
it was really good.
I,
You
re-
want to
I
go?
remember. Yeah, I remember. Michael, I think we were watching Little Mermaid and the trailer came up and Michael's like, "You're gonna see this." I'm like, "Bro, what is this movie? Like, I'm not
Yeah,
watching it."
yeah,
And I was just like, "No." And then he was just like, "Let's just go. You have A-list. This is free anyways." Like, yeah, you're
exactly.
right. And I pulled up, bro. This movie, I don't want to like, I don't know. This movie for me, it hit home. The movie is about like this immigrant girl, like no, her parents are immigrants and
Mhm.
she's like first generation, like this like water city, and then she meets this boy, and of course they're water and lava and water
Yeah,
and fire. They
Water
don't mix.
Fire. Yeah, back then.
And just like the whole story about like the love story and like her trying to please her parents and make them feel like, it just hit home. I was like, wow,
Yeah,
this movie was amazing.
honestly, dude, look at the
Especially for
bench. Dude,
Pixar.
in this photo, look at the bench behind it. Look at the detail. It's like burnt. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
No,
the animation too was great.
dude, animation was beautiful. I honestly think this. So look, everybody's like trying to reinvent animation, which I'm down for. You know, I like I like the Spider Verse movies. I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I like that style. But this movie, even though it did not do anything special, it was beautiful. I think just solely because of the element style of it. You know what I mean? The water
Yeah.
was so beautifully animated, and the fire as well, the clouds and everything. It looked like beautiful. But we saw this. We were genuinely surprised. It was really good.
Yeah.
I feel like the ending is a little bit weak because it's not really like a tearjerker, to be honest with you. With like most Pixar
I mean,
movies.
that's the thing. I mean, for me, like I think Michael remembers, like my jaw was kind of like dropped through the whole movie.
Yeah.
Because like, like I'm not gonna let's like be honest. Like Disney usually it's like pretty like conservative stories. They're not really like
Exactly. But
like
honestly, with this
openly
movie,
like
they
yeah.
didn't show a lot of the trailers. I had no idea what the story was gonna be.
Yeah, I didn't know it had anything to do but
Like the
like
dad's shop.
immigrant parents. Like I was like, what? Because I have immigrant parents and like
Yeah.
then once like this movie like hit home, I was like, yo,
Yeah,
like,
so
why
the,
is
the
this
dad, he had
actually,
like a shop, right? And the water guy goes in the shop and like breaks it, and the whole movie's just focused on like them trying to get the shop back. And so it's just like, it's really it's a very,
it's like a mirror of the real world, I would say.
yeah, I would say it's also like a very like compact storyline. You know, it's not like some big flashy like end of the world thing.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? It's just like somebody's shop is broken, we got to fix it.
Yeah.
And I think the way that they go about doing it is just so creative. And I think that the way that they handle the elements is so cool.
Yeah.
The way the
And I
water
think-
moves, the way the
I thought
clouds
it was
move.
so I think it was so smart like describing the different races as elements.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Like I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like they don't mix. Like water. I was just like,
There's like the different lands, you know, for
But
there's like
unless they
fire
have-
land, water
yeah.
land.
but then unless they have chemistry, they mix. And I was like, yo, this was like it's like poetry. It's really
Yeah, yeah.
poetic. I was so
Yeah.
surprised. I was like, yo, who wrote this movie? They cooked on this.
No, yeah, I think it was a strong Pixar release. I think that people liked it. I think people.
Yeah.
I don't think. I don't think they're back to old Pixar. All right, I don't.
Yeah.
But it's in the
I
right
think
direction.
Disney. I think after this year, Disney will probably be back on track.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I mean, there's a new movie coming out. Elio,
Oh, like-
Elio, I forget.
yeah.
Elio. That one looks good.
Oh
But-
yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah, like the space movie. But no, I give this one another solid 8.5.
I gave it a 10 out of 10 on Letterboxd.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
And I think like when I give like movies 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, usually that means that it's good, but for me personally, like it hit different. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
That
look,
usually what it
this is
means
all
for me.
opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
So I mean,
Anything past 8 for me, it's like this movie's like just good for me, like personally.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's on Disney Plus, so it's 1 hour and 40 minutes. You know, I think it's a easy put it on your watch list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. But yeah, no, really good. Elemental, really good. All right. Ah, Flash.
Ooh, I wasn't expecting that one. Be next.
All right. Do you want to go first, just so I could just like kind of like start us off on like or do you want to go first?
I think you should go first. Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
So, guys, my expectations were pretty low for this. Actually, no, they were high. I'm lying. They were high. The trailers looked really good. Okay, the trailers looked amazing. Everything looked amazing. What we got was crappy VFX, bad acting. All right, let me keep going. A bad story, a bad take on the multiverse. The Chrono Bowl. Like, what is the Chrono Bowl? What is this? Okay, we got a good Batman, Michael Keaton, and we got a good Batfleck. Bring Ben Affleck back as Batman. He's good. Kara Supergirl was not good, in my opinion. Would have liked to see Superman better. Her versus Zod was just a CGI mess. All right, I don't want to talk about this movie a lot because I don't really like it. So I'm gonna give this a 6.5. All right, look, I'm not saying don't watch it because it's not terrible, but I'm just saying for DC right now, they did not need this. They need something way better. But yeah, what did you think, Daylin?
For me, I remember I had rock bottom expectations for the movie, and then the trailer started to come out, and I was like, hold on, this movie looks like it actually might hit.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I wasn't that hyped about it. Then I remember the day I was watching it, I came home from like a trip from like my aunt's house in Massachusetts, dude. I went on a Flash rampage. Like I would. So okay, I rewatched Man of Steel, like part of it, like the
Wait,
Zod
this is
parts.
before the movie?
Yeah, like right,
Okay.
like right before them, like 2 hours before. I
Okay.
rewatched like all of his scenes on like Zack Snyder's Justice League, bro. I was going crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, I love the Flash. I was watching like the Flash TV show scenes. I listening to like the soundtrack of the show. I was like, oh my gosh, because I was just like reminiscing like all different
Mm-hmm.
Flash things,
Grant
and like
Gustin,
you
bro,
know
the
me,
best Flash of all time.
yeah, I love the Snyder cut, and I was watching
Yeah, we
just
got a Snyder Cut fanboy in here, guys.
yeah, I was watching the scenes with Ezra Miller, bro. Like him in that movie was just something different. It hit different as Flash. Like if you like Grant Gustin's Flash, like his version in the Snyder Cuts definitely is it does the Flash justice, and I felt like
100%, and I think that this version is good. Okay, I don't think it's as good as Grant Gustin. I don't think it's as good as the Zack Snyder's Justice League version of the Flash, but I think for what Ezra Miller was given and for what circumstances he's been put in recently, he did a good job.
yeah. And I remember watching the movie. I was getting so hyped. Then like the intro was kind of funny, right? But then the baby hospital scene happened, and I'm like, yo,
That was funny.
what?
Yeah.
I was like, no, like I went through denial. I was like,
You're
this
going through like the
cannot be
5
Flash
stages of
movie.
grief.
Yeah, I was like, this is not the Flash movie. This cannot be the Flash movie. CGI was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Justice League was like done so poorly with Wonder Woman, and I was just like, what is going on? And then like the CGI started going on with the Chrono Bowl, and I was like, yo,
Yeah, that was.
I
I
just
think
couldn't.
that like Across the Spider-Verse's take on the multiverse is way
yeah.
better.
Like, and the fact that they already did time travel with the Flash and like the Snyder Cut, and they just completely erased that, even though like that scene literally won an Oscar, and I was like,
Yeah.
what are they doing? I was like, what?
Yeah,
This
I
CGI was
I
just
think
bad, yeah.
I think that like overall it wasn't bad, but here's the thing. Andy Muschietti, right? He directed It, okay? Which is like a horror killer clown movie, right? And I don't know if he directed It too, but like we got a director here who is directing horror movies, making a Flash movie. Like something just didn't add up for me. And in the end, I feel like he didn't do bad with what he was given, but I feel like they could have given it to somebody else and it would have been way better. But yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, like overall, I'll say this: if the Flash was like someone that nobody knew, like a hero that like nobody knew about, I feel like I like the movie. But the fact that it does the Flash such a bad disservice, it does Supergirl a disservice, it does even Batman. It makes Batman look bad. It makes him look dumb, makes him look weak. Like Michael Keaton's version looks like a goofball the whole time. I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I was like, they just made DC look so bad. Like I can't even blame Andy Muschietti because, like, I mean, he did what he did a good job. I mean, like, he's a director. He has the right to like make creative decisions. I mean, like, it's his art.
Mm-hmm.
But like, as a studio, how can you not say like, okay, these are the guidelines. The movie can't look crappy. The movie
Yeah,
like
yeah,
has
yeah.
to like, you can't make the Flash look goofy. You can't just do these like really weird cameos that are like just weird. I was just like, come on now. Like, this movie was just it was good as a movie, but just as like a DC movie, as like a fanboy watching it, I just couldn't even like. I was done with it. I was like, no,
So
I
you
can't
kind of
watch
have like
this.
two different perspectives
Yeah,
here.
yeah. Like as a movie goer, I'm like, yeah, this movie was a good movie. Like it was funny. Like the action
But
was
like,
decent.
I feel like you knowing what it could have been, it just disappointed
Yeah,
you more. You
and
know what I
knowing
mean?
all the back behind the
Yeah.
scenes state changes they did, and like just all of the
Mm-hmm.
random like the things I already seen as the Flash, like Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller before, and just seeing this now, such a downgrade, and seeing Supergirl like look so like shallow as a character.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
I
like
was just, and seeing
no
Dark Flash,
no
just
character. Yeah, Dark Flash was
like
terrible in my
if
opinion.
you watch the Flash show, you know Savitar, and Dark Flash is like literally Savitar, just like but like on crack. And to
Yeah.
see him like when I first saw him in the movie, I was like, because at first I thought they were trying to do like the movie was goofy in the first like half, then like afterwards it gets super dark. But then when Dark Flash pulls up for like the quote unquote final fight, it was just like, just they're just talking, and I was just
Yeah.
like, what is going? I'm like, where's like the Savitar fight? Like, where's like just a bunch of just speedsters killing each other? Like, this is just boring. I was like, what is
Yeah,
this?
yeah. But yeah,
Like,
I
I
mean,
actually like, yeah,
I give it 6.5. What do you give it?
I think a 6 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
overall,
Worse than me. Okay.
yeah,
So yeah, guys. By the way, I don't know about Daylin, but the way that I rank stuff is kind of like a 6 is like okay, all right. A 7 is good. An 8 is amazing. A 9 is like near perfect, and a 10 is just like I don't usually give stuff 10s, but
yeah,
I think we have a 10 later down the road here that I'm gonna be giving
yeah.
a movie.
Oh,
But I don't know
oh
about
my
Dalen's.
gosh.
I don't know what Dalen thinks about that one, but we'll see. Okay,
Like,
next movie.
all right,
Next
we'll
movie.
see. All right,
Okay, I don't feel like we need to spend a lot of time on this one, just
yeah,
because.
this movie was like it was like good.
All
It
right,
was
listen.
good.
I haven't seen any Indiana Jones, and you guys are probably gonna be like, "Oh my god, like you like movies? Like how have you not seen Indiana Jones?" I don't know. I just never watched them. But this movie was pretty good. I don't know like any of the characters, so I don't feel like I could be like rate it just like justifyingly, just because I haven't seen any of the Indiana Jones, so I wouldn't know it as well as like a fan would. You know what I mean? But I give it a solid like 7. It was good. Okay, it was
Yeah,
good.
same. I give it a 7 out of 10. I mean, it wasn't anything special, obviously. I think the movie would have done better if it wasn't in such like a tight release schedule because like let's be
Exactly.
honest,
Just pinned
it's like
in
a
by,
40-year-old like franchise. No one's trying to see this. This dude's like 80 years old. Like, come on.
especially being right
Like,
around
yeah,
Spider-Verse and what else came out, like I don't know, Spider-Verse
like a bunch of
Elemental,
movies.
all
Yeah,
that stuff. Yeah,
like if it came out in like January, it would have done better because
probably.
like
Yeah, probably.
I mean, come on, like it was a good movie. I
I think the
watched the
visuals were
first one.
I think the visuals were amazing.
Yeah, it was well done,
CGI
but it
was
just
good.
wasn't on par with the nostalgia of the other movies coming out, like Little Mermaid and like Spider-Man, and just
Yeah, it just didn't
what's the
compete.
other one?
Yeah.
Like with Super Mario,
Mm-hmm.
Fast X, all these nostalgic movies. Like this one was the least nostalgic, so I was
Yeah.
like, this movie was like, it
Yeah,
was
I mean,
good,
it was good.
yeah.
Oh,
Ooh.
Mission Impossible. All right, so I'm not gonna lie, I've seen like 2 Mission Impossibles, but this movie was amazing. I'm just gonna tell you guys straight off the bat, it gets a 9 from me. Okay, everything in this movie is perfect. Gabriel, good villain. We got Vanessa Kirby as, I forget her character. We got Tom Cruise, obviously, Haley Atwell, Palm Klemtoff from Guardians of the Galaxy, which has a surprisingly really good character here, like almost like a maniacal Harley Quinn character. And the action,
She was great.
the action with her is amazing. I think Tom Cruise brings everybody back to the cinema like he did with Top Gun, right? And I think this is just a all-around good time. And it's not just a good time. It is, even for somebody like me, right? Who like, I enjoy movies that give me a good time, like Fast X, right? But this gave me a good time, but it also gave me a deep, like, rich plot, you know what I mean? And good action and good characters. This just brought it over the line for me. That's why this gets a 9. This was really good.
Yeah, for me, it was also 9 and 10. And like I loved it when watching it. The action was great. Although the story was the action combining with the story, just the blend was perfect. I was
Yep.
like, wow, and the acting was on par. Like the action, the train sequence at the end was great.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know if this is the movie's fault, but like with all the other movies, like they kind of stuck with me after I watched it. With this movie, like I just kind of forgot about it.
Look,
Like
I think
I loved
after
it when I
part
watched
2 is
it.
released, it might stick with you more.
Yeah, like after I watched it, I was kind of like, oh, yeah, Mission Impossible, like it was good. But like
Yeah,
I kind
yeah.
of just forgot about it. You know what I mean? When
Yeah.
people asked me, was it good? I was like, yeah, it was good. But like I couldn't even remember like the movie. I don't know why. I was like, I loved it when watching it. Looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, it was great. But like I don't know. I feel like there's something missing about the movie that made me like not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just yeah. But it was still amazing. Still 9 out
Yeah,
of
it
10.
was really
great.
good. I think,
Yeah.
guys, this might be a hot take, but I think it's on par with Top Gun, in my
Me
opinion.
too. Yeah, me too. I mean,
100%.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right. Okay, wait, listen. We skipped over Spider-Man. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but we'll just pull this up now, pretend nothing happened. Okay, Spider-Man. So, I'll let you go first because you didn't like this movie as much as I did you?
Yeah. This movie was, my opinion, it was like a cheap. I say that because the way the story was told. Now, I get it. Like, it's supposed to be a two-parter, right? But this movie literally had zero closure. For me, I feel like this movie just cut off, literally right just at like.
That's a good take. That's a good take. I respect it.
And it was like, what was the point of the movie? I remember watching it, and I'm just like, I'm trying to find my review. I don't think I like put a review out for it, but like, it was like, I had a good time watching it. I had a lot of cameos, but like at the end of the day, like the story wasn't even complete to like not to any level. You know what I mean? Like he finds Gwen finds him, right? He goes to the Spider-Verse. He finds out he's like his dad's gonna die, right? And then he goes to the wrong universe. That's how the movie ends. Like that's not even like a full story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of felt like it kind of was cheap. I still liked it. It's an 8 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
But it was kind of like I just can't give it the props. I can't say it's a great movie because at the end of the day, it's half of a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes total sense. But listen, here's the thing. So this just popped up in my head randomly, but so I just want to say this. So this is obviously a part 1, correct? This movie is 2 hours and 20 minutes long, and I felt that this movie had zero filler. So I don't know.
You thought so?
I don't know how Sony would pull this off, but there's zero way they could tell a 5-hour. Because listen, the next one's probably going to be 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 40 minutes, just because Sony's cool like that. But which that movie will probably come out like 2027. But I think there's no way that they could do a 5-hour movie in a 2 hour and 30 minute runtime. Like there's no way. So that's why I don't have an issue with this being a part 1 because there was so much.
I don't know. I kind of feel like they planned it to be like that regardless. So of course the movie's gonna feel like it fits like the 2 hour runtime.
Which is why I like it because they
honestly
planned it well.
For me, as a fan, I'm like it's kind of the opposite for The Flash. Like as a fan, I'm like yeah, the movie was fun, but as a movie goer, it's kind of like someone who likes filmmaking, it's kind of like this movie was just so cheap. You throw in a bunch of Spider-Man in the movie, of course people are gonna like it. Then you just cut it off at like the most random. Like I mean, it's a great cliffhanger in terms of like a cliffhanger, but like it would have been good if it was like a TV show. But it's a movie, and like the next one's not gonna come out for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's like that wasn't even like a good movie.
I mean, that was my major issue with the movie was the cliffhanger. But listen,
yeah,
the detail, the depth in the characters, the depth of the environments, the spot is amazing.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But like
Jason Schwartzman is an amazing villain here.
Yeah.
I think this movie gets a 9.5 from me. This is near perfect. If the next movie is as good as this or better, then both of these will each get 10s. But I can't do that yet because I don't know how the next one's going to be. If the next one's terrible, this might go down to an 8 or 7.5.
Well, yeah, that's my point right there. It's like the movie's a package deal. I can't even say this one is good. You know what I mean? Like
because you don't know how it's going to end.
Yeah, because like I've seen movies where like the whole movie's good and the ending is trash. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. For me, it's like I'm still halfway through the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't say like, cause like they did like Into the Spider-Verse, such a good movie all around. The arc was amazing. They took those characters, threw in just a bunch of cameos, this crazy action, just cut it off like right. Sorry, I'm blessed in New York. I'm gonna roll my R's, and they cut it off right after, right at the a crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think that for what it was a really good first start. But yeah, I agree with you. We got to see the ending, but I think it was really good for a start. I think people also appreciated it, and I think that it has really good rep right now in the
I felt that it was
in the
cheap in
community.
my opinion. I feel like I can't give it its flowers for what it was. 8 out of 10 is still high for me.
Yeah, yeah.
I sat because I did have a really good time watching it. It was a good movie in terms of like entertainment, but I just can't like say it's like 10 out of 10 because then I'll be like, oh, come on now. Like
Yeah,
they
makes
they,
sense.
they didn't even
Makes
like
sense, makes
record
sense,
the
yeah.
voices for the second one. So like, do we
Yeah,
even
yeah.
know? Like,
No,
did it,
100%,
like,
100%.
do they
Yeah.
even know what's next? Like, does Sony
It's
even know
supposed to
what's
be released
next?
next year. Like,
Yeah,
not happening. Okay.
yeah.
Well, I think it was pretty good. Okay. Barbie.
Ooh, Barbie.
Barbie. Look,
I'm
I'm just
just
gonna say
kidding.
straight off the bat, this one's gonna be quicker. Okay, because Barbie, it didn't resonate with me. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. It did not resonate. It did not resonate with me. Ken, I loved Ryan Gosling's character as Ken. The movie gets a 7.5 for me. It was good. Okay, it was good. It was beautifully shot. The sets were amazing. The costume design was amazing. I did not like the story. The acting was good. Will Ferrell was good. Ryan Gosling was good. Margot Robbie was really good. Margot Robbie, I think, is the only person who could have been cast as this character, and she did an amazing job.
Yeah,
I thought that
she's a Barbie doll.
I thought that the mother and daughter duo was really good. I forget their names, but look, I thought it was good. It just didn't resonate with me as much as it probably resonated with some of you guys, which I can understand that. Like it still gets 7.5. It was still good in my opinion. I personally wouldn't like go crazy on the rewatches like I would with other movies on this list, but I mean, yeah, it'll be a really strong streaming movie. So I mean, yeah, it gets 7.5 from me.
For me, it gets a 6.5. And like I loved it. Like I'm not saying okay, that's overdramatic. I liked it going into it, like the first like half of it. But then for me, the story just got too weird. Like
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I,
yeah.
and I like at the first half, I liked the balance of weird, like message and just entertainment. I thought it was just like a perfect blend. I thought it was just so funny.
That's the
It
thing
felt like
though. Like
it felt like an
Greta
SNL
Gerwig.
skit. Yeah.
Greta Gerwig went all out, and she didn't care whether you liked it or not. I bet you some people loved it because of that reason. Because
Yeah.
Greta Gerwig did that, but some people didn't because they felt it was too much.
Yeah, I felt like it was an SNL skit on like steroids. It
Yeah,
was just
that's
great. I was
literally
like,
perfect.
wow.
That's a perfect explanation.
It was like funny and like
Yeah.
and then afterwards I felt like the message started to like overweigh like the entertainment, and it just after that I was kind of like,
Yeah.
whoa, like this
I
movie's
feel
kind
like
of
they
getting
tried too hard, a little bit too hard with the message.
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, honestly, it wasn't bad. I feel like it didn't deserve to make $1 billion. I feel like this movie deserved to make $1 billion. So, guys, I've seen this movie 3 times. Okay, I saw it once.
That's 9 hours. By the
Yeah,
way.
I know. So I saw it once opening night. I saw it a week after, and then I just saw it today in 70mm IMAX, and it was the most amazing thing I ever experienced in a movie theater in my life. Okay, I'm just gonna say that. I'm just gonna say that straight off the bat. It was the most amazing thing I've experienced in a movie theater in my life. 70mm IMAX in New York City. It was amazing. So I'm gonna go first for this one. Actually, Dan, do you want to go first?
I think you should go first.
Okay.
Set the bar high.
So listen.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a Nolan fanboy. I'm a Nolan fan. I'm a strong Nolan fan. Okay. Interstellar is my favorite movie of all time.
Oh.
I love Inception. I love Dunkirk. I love Tenet. I love all his movies. I've seen basically all of them. I love The Dark Knight. Okay, you can't overlook that one. I think Oppenheimer is a 10 out of 10 movie. Okay, I think it's perfect. I don't think there's a single thing wrong with this movie, except for maybe some like rated R stuff that didn't need to be in there, like sex scenes. But look at the way the story is told in this linear fashion with different perspectives from Cillian Murphy's character Oppenheimer and Robert Downey Jr.'s character Lewis Strauss. Or Strauss, whatever you say. It's just amazing, and every single side character, guys. We had Roderick here from Diver PK. We had Josh Hartnett from Drake and Josh. We had these actors who we know from our childhood who are in this movie, and they are just every single person is amazing in this movie. There's not a single bad scene. Okay, there's like bad scenes, but everything is just masterful. And listen, I think people were hyping this up because of the atomic bomb scene. I think it might have let some people down. And listen, for me, the atomic bomb scene is not even close to one of my favorite scenes. My favorite scene is everything that happens after the atomic bomb. The whole trial with Oppenheimer and Lewis Strauss. Everything having to do with that is just so exhilarating for me. You know, it keeps me on the edge of my seat. It keeps me engaged. Christopher Nolan, this script is just so amazing. And Cillian Murphy's performance, Florence Pugh, what's her name? Emily Blunt. Okay, these guys, Matt Damon, General Groves, so amazing. The interrogations, the courtroom scenes, the black and white, the IMAX, the 70mm, everything just perfectly fell into place for me. And by the end of it, when Oppenheimer said to Albert Einstein he believed he had destroyed the world, I was just in utter awe of what I had just watched. And every single time it happens, I get chills. Every single time. I've seen it 3 times, and every single time it's happened, I've gotten chills. Even on the small screen. It's just amazing. Everything just comes into motion. You know, it starts off with this one scene of Oppenheimer talking to Albert Einstein, right? And Robert Downey Jr.'s character thinks that he's talking about him, but he's not. He's talking about the atomic bomb. And then at the end of the movie, you learn what he says to him, and the courtroom and Dr. Hill. Everything is so masterfully written that by the end, if you really take your time to analyze what you watched, you will appreciate the movie 10 times more. So it gets 10 out of 10 for me, but I'm just gonna let you guys know Daylin thought differently, and listen, I gotta respect his opinion because it's opinion. It's not about what I thought. It's not about what other people think. It's about what you think of the movie. So Daylin, what'd you think? Did my review like sway you a little bit?
No, not at all.
I'll
start off by saying. First of all, I'm gonna attack you. First of all, you're a Nolan fanboy. The same way I'm a Snyder fanboy.
I don't think I am a Nolan fanboy. Listen, I don't think I'm a Nolan fanboy. I'm a big Nolan fan. Okay.
I mean, I'm a Snyder fan. Like, I haven't even seen every single Snyder film, but I mean, I'll still say I'm a fanboy. I
Look,
like his work,
Nolan has a good rep. Okay, he has a pretty good rep. Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay,
right.
just give me your review.
I'll start off by saying this: 75% of like the way I rate movies like are based off of how I was entertained. Like, for example, the Venom, that movie was just like, on paper was a terrible movie, but it's just so
on the
good.
screen it just conveys differently.
You just can't like even explain it. You're just like, whoa, it's like so funny, it's entertaining, right? Listen, I don't care how many stars in this movie, how many Christopher Nolans are in this movie, how many bombs are in this movie, how many practical effects in this movie. This movie was boring. You cannot tell me that. I mean, listen, people liked it, of course, but like, I know me, like, I watched it twice already. And even in 70mm IMAX, which, by the way,
just say it was beautiful.
The movie was amazing, right?
Thank you.
It's beautiful. The movie looked amazing. I was like, wow. But like, just, bro, it was so unentertaining.
Okay, listen. Can you give it anything, bro? Can you give it anything good?
Yeah, no. The movie, I felt like the movie was still well done.
Mm-hmm.
There was still some quirks I didn't like about it, but like, it was still a well done movie on Nolan's part. But I think he missed a big factor, and that was making it actually entertaining. Like, and a lot of people say, oh, it's because Hollywood is too blockbuster now because you just can't focus for 3 hours. If you're respectfully, I love Nolan a lot, but if you can't make me entertain for the whole 3 hours, that's on you, not on me. Don't put it on the audience that they couldn't stay like awake during a 3-hour political historical bomb.
Have you seen the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes?
I mean, listen, again, like, I can promise you, like, my mom probably is not gonna watch Oppenheimer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she probably is gonna watch like Barbie. I feel like
my mom loved Oppenheimer. All right.
I mean, because I'm saying my mom like loves like action movies.
Yeah.
I mean? Like, she loves action and comedy. Like, to sit like through like a 3-hour biopic, she's gonna be like, what in the world? She probably won't even see it. But see, I'm a man of culture. I had to go see this movie twice too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to go support Nolan, and I was just like, for me, it was like, it just wasn't entertaining enough. I was just like, this, like, I sat through 4 hours of the Snyder Cut, and I just loved it. Every single second of it. I was gripped. I was entertained. I was just through the whole thing. For this movie, after the 45-minute mark, I was like, okay, this movie is dragging along, because just let me see the bomb detonating and just let's call it a day. I was like, come on now. All the politics, like, not like actual politics, you know, like the movie, like about the trial and stuff. I was like, this movie's.
Bro, I just gotta say, this is a bad take. I'm sorry. I'll stop. Okay, I'm sorry. Bro. But listen, listen. The movie's budget was $100 million, right? $100 million. You don't hear of a single movie today that's budget is $100 million, and this movie has already made over $600 million at the box office, and it's probably gonna hit $700 sometime soon.
I mean, listen, I can't even say the movie's like bad. Like I said, I think Nolan did make a good movie in there,
Hmm.
but for the general audience, because like I've literally seen people who've watched it. Like, I mean, this movie is one of the most hype up movies of the whole like year, right? Probably if not the most. I've seen people literally tell me like, this movie was kind of boring. I didn't understand it. It was too long, but it was still good though. I'm
Yeah,
like,
exactly. So
no, it
that's
wasn't
what I'm
good. Like you
saying.
just
Like
told me that you
for
hated
the
this movie.
for the
I'm just
general
like,
audience, it's not going to be good, right? But for those people, right, who are interested in Oppenheimer's story and who are willing to sit through this for 3 hours, it is a masterpiece.
I mean, listen.
Which
For
listen,
me,
I'm not saying that's common, okay? I'm not saying that's common, but
yeah,
I am one of those people. Okay? So I'm saying, if guys, listen, if you like Oppenheimer and if you like Christopher Nolan and if you like talking, a lot of talking, okay, good talking and a good story, you will love this movie. But if you're just not interested in sitting through a movie for 3 hours, you won't like it. That's just how it's going to be. It's all down to personal preference.
listen. I'm gonna say this: if you're a normal human being, you probably won't like this movie. If you like historical biopics that
You'll
are
love,
3 hours long,
that'll
you'll
be
like this
amazing.
movie.
That'll be amazing, yeah.
But it's just so funny to me that like I'll talk to people and they'll literally be like, this movie, I didn't understand anything in this movie. I was bored. I was like, it was too long, but it was still good. And I was like, bro, be honest with yourself. Like, I feel like if there was like 4 years ago I watched this, I would have been like, yeah, I love this movie, knowing dang well I was like falling asleep. Like, because
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me, the movie just was boring. I don't know. For me, I just felt like it wasn't well done. And obviously, I'm like, okay, I should have like started with this. Obviously, I wasn't gonna like it. I mean, come on, let's be real. It's a 3 hour biopic
Yeah, which
about
like you can't. Yeah, I mean that's
yeah, it's
100%
like
your opinion. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I feel like that's why I don't want to say it's a bad movie just off the
Yeah,
bat
for
because
you
it's
it
like
just wasn't entertaining.
yeah, obviously I wasn't gonna like it. Most people are not gonna want to watch this movie, like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I just was boring for me.
I thought it was
I
good.
watched it twice. Like visually, it's pleasing. Like the cinematography is great. Like the in 70 millimeter IMAX. If you can watch it somehow, I
Yeah,
would say watch
I
it.
mean, it's gonna end its run on like I think it has 2 more weeks in 70 millimeter. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
it
Try to go
was
see it.
actually gorgeous and that um in the theaters. But I mean,
Hey, also guys, let us know in the comments if you guys have any different takes on any of the movies that we talked about
yeah,
than we do. You know what I mean? We would love to hear your guys' opinions, or if you guys have any questions. But
yeah.
look, our last movie on the list. Okay, it's a little bit. It's a little bit of a sting for me. Okay, because this movie. Here we go. Okay, so Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem. Oh, it's a handful in your mouth.
Yeah. Wait.
But
Oh, okay.
but listen, so this movie, coming off of Spider-Verse, was a huge like thing because people were so off of that. You know, they were so high off that Spider-Verse hype that I feel like this movie got almost dogged, like fully
Yeah.
dogged. This movie
Like overseen.
yeah,
Like, people-
100%
yeah.
overseen because people only are like Spider-Verse is better. You know, I'll just rewatch Spider-Verse on digital because guys, Spider-Verse literally came out on digital like the same day this movie came out, or like a week, or like a week after, which is smart by Sony. You know what I mean? But you want to go first, Daylin? I'll let you go first.
I think. I mean, one of the first things I said while watching this movie was that this movie was good vibes. Like that's the first thing I noticed. Like just, it didn't even make sense. Like they were just goofing around. But I was just like, I just started thinking about like the nostalgia of me watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on like I think it was Cartoon Network. And I was just, oh no, it was Nickelodeon, right? Yeah. And then I was just like, yo, like this movie, it just hits the spot. Like I feel like I just watches it. For me, it's like the same level of like Super Mario, where it was
Yeah.
like just like great vibes. Like dude, it was just like my childhood. I just felt like this movie it just hit different. I mean, what do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing. So for me, I was not a huge Ninja Turtles fan growing up, right? I mean, I knew who they were, obviously. I didn't watch any of the shows though, so I wasn't like a huge like fan. So getting to see their backstory was honestly amazing. I think the movie started off slow, but I think as it goes, it picks up a lot. The baby Ninja Turtles are literally the cutest thing I've seen in like a while. So that was amazing. Jackie Chan as Splinter is also amazing. I think all four of the turtles are perfect castings. I think that the chemistry that they have, using words like Riz and Sus, is just so hilarious to me. But
Yeah.
I think that a standout of this entire movie is Ice Cube as Superfly.
Yeah,
He is
funny.
so good as Superfly, and all the mutants. We got Seth Rogen, Post Malone, John Cena,
Yeah.
like lots of just like celebrities playing these like funny mutants. Paul Rudd. We got Ant-Man in here. He's like a gecko bro, dude. It was just good, and the animation style is something like I've never seen before. As you guys can see right here in this photo, you guys see all the squigglies everywhere. It's supposed to be out of the mind of a teenager. So
Dude,
I think
it was great. Yeah.
I think in terms of that, it was amazing. I think, listen, if I'm being honest with you guys, I think coming off of Spider-Verse, it definitely made this movie seem worse when I don't think in reality it is. I think if I went and watched this in 2 months, I would like it way more than I did in watching it in July, a month after Spider-Verse, or a month and a half, 2 months. But all around, this movie is great. It gets an 8. It gets a solid 8 from me. The post-credit scene with Splinter, Shredder. The post-credit scene with Shredder is absolutely amazing, and I cannot wait for a sequel. I think we're definitely gonna get a sequel for this one.
Yeah. For me, it was a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Like, this movie for me was like, because I want to go back to when you said like the first part was like slow.
Yeah.
Remember, you told me that before we watched it, because you watched it before me, I believe.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, but I don't know. When I was watching it, I kind of just felt like I just really liked the beginning. I felt like the beginning was just the vibes were just like
Good. Yeah.
this is like a direct opposite of Oppenheimer, where like on paper it's like shouldn't work, but like just on screen, just seeing them goof around and I was just like, yo, this is
So
just,
most of it was actually improvised. Like they started using words on set, and the directors would like start using the movie. I mean,
like,
which I
no
think is a
pitch.
really good part of it.
Yeah. I thought this movie was just beat Spider-Verse.
I thought it was really good too. So yeah, I give it an 8. You give it a 9. So I mean, yeah, like guys, these are our rankings of all the movies that you guys just saw. These are the movies that we've seen so far in 2023. Next week, right? This week, right? Thursday, we have Blue Beetle.
Yeah, it's Blue.
Yeah.
Also, Michael, what are your top 3 movies of the year?
Oh, top 3 movies of the year. Okay, so number 1, I'm gonna say Oppenheimer. What? Number 2, I'm gonna say Spider-Verse. Okay. I can't even do it. Okay, wait. And dude, you're getting way too much of a laugh out of this. Number 3, I'll probably have to say Guardians. All right, yeah, okay. I'm gonna let you do yours seriously because I'm not gonna use the soundboard. Okay, what are your top
All right.
3?
All right. Wait, so you said it was
Oppenheimer, Spider-Verse, Guardians. It was a fight between Guardians and Mission Impossible for the 3rd spot, but Guardians took it.
Yeah, I mean, I respect that ranking, on my opinion. I think it's nice. I was just kidding with the soundboard. I think those are I respect those opinions.
Yeah.
If it was
I got you.
If it was I don't know, a movie like
Fast X.
Oh,
Number 1.
Yeah, I would my eyebrow whenever it was like Indiana Jones would have been like.
Yeah.
But my
what about
top
you?
3 would probably in no order: John Wick 4, Super Mario, and Little Mermaid.
Okay. Yeah, those are good rankings. Yeah.
And I feel like the best movies this year were PG, which I noticed kind of weird. I was like,
yeah, I mean, Elemental,
Mario,
Little Mermaid, Mario,
yeah,
Across Spider-Verse. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
All right. Well, guys, there you have it. Our rankings of all the movies that we've seen this year so far. This is where is it? This is the best movie. But listen, so that wraps up our first episode of the Cinematic Fanatics podcast, episode 1. Thank you all for watching and joining us. If you guys want, we'll be adding stuff. There'll be like a description with timestamps hopefully soon, so you guys can just skip to whatever movie you want. But yeah, I think we're good here, right, Daylin?
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, thanks.
Hope you enjoyed our opinions.
All right, we'll see you guys hopefully in a future episode. All right.
Yeah.
See ya.